Welcome back to another video on LSTV. And today we're going to talk about football. And I mean literally football these days, because I think that football is a bit weird in these last, I'd say, especially just this season in general. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it, man. Now, I don't want to say that football's become boring or anything, because that's just not the case, right? There's definitely entertaining games. There's definitely still hype around there and what's not, right? But I think that things are becoming too systematic, dog. I think that managers need to let the men play with more freedom, and let them use their ability. Let them, show who they are a little bit more, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like the managers are like, oh, you got to do this and this and this and this just to get a goal. And if you're a midfielder or you're an attacker, don't take a shot from outside the box because it's less chance of scoring. Like, take the shot. A couple years ago, even like literally a couple years ago, we would see players take more risks with shots and with passing and with everything. I feel like a lot of players are scared to do that now, or being told not to do that because their managers are like, oh, yo, you can't do that because it's low percentage chance of happening. Like take Arsenal, for example. Now, they're top of the league and deserve to be top of the league because they have the best defense probably in Europe right now. But their attack, now I'm not saying their attacking players are bad, but they've only scored 5 goals from open play this season. And you're top of the league. That is crazy. Even with games that Arsenal win, they're not even scoring that many goals. Like, the only team that's scoring that many goals in the Premier League is Man City right now. Because Man City, Pep has changed his system to be more flexible. And you can see that the players are getting more freedom to do things. Yes, there's a little bit of systematic stuff there, but players like Cherokee, players like Foden are floating on the pitch. Literally. Look at Haaland, he's just doing a mad thing. Like, he's actually dropping into and receiving the ball, holding up the ball, passing off the ball, one touches here and there, and then scoring goals at the same time. It's just it's a fluid system. Now, and most teams in football can replicate something like that, like how we were literally even last season or season before. It's not even been that far. It's not even like I'm asking for something from 10 years ago. Because I don't even want to compare it to like 10 years ago, where in the Premier League and whatever league is more, there's less systematic stuff. So everyone's just doing their own thing and to get the goals. It was just get up to the final third, and then whatever happens in the final third is up to y'all. Now I feel like it's get up to the final third, but then you have to pass here and pass here and pass here and pass here and pass here before you shoot. Bro, cut in and shoot. Take on that man. Like, a lot of wingers these days are standing up a man and then just turning around or passing to the side. Like, you have the pace to take him on and run past him. You have the pace to do some skill. Like, I don't think people are going to get mad at you because you try to skill and try to take on your man. No one's going to get mad at you because of that. But managers now are telling wingers to not take on their man as much, to pass the ball more, to keep the flow of the game and recycle the ball. Like, you can't be telling wingers to recycle the ball. Let them show ball. Let them have fun. Look at Yamal. Yamal doesn't do this. Yamal doesn't get the ball and then always pass back. Of course, it's the option sometimes because that's just how the flow of the game is. But if he sees the opportunity to take on his fullback or take on whoever he's like up against, he's doing it. He's doing it. And I'm not saying literally every winger is that but Yamal, but a lot of wingers are so systematic, man. A lot of play is so systematic. Look at Serie A the other weekends, 0-0 in 3 different games in the same day. There's so many 1-0s. There's so many 1-1s. There's no, like, teams that are supposed to be, let's say you'll see like a I don't know, let me name a team. Let's say we'll see like Liverpool these days because they're not good right now. Beat them 2-1, by the way. And they're gonna go against like a Leeds or something and then only score 1 goal. I'm not saying that actually what happened. I'm just giving like an example. Like, they only score 1 goal because Leeds are gonna go and put in a back 5 and then just not try to do anything. They're just gonna, like, that's why I'm like, if you're a bigger team than the other team's gonna play a back 5, a 5-4-1 or a 5-3-2, and just sit back the entire game and not even try and impose any side of it. I understand sometimes that is supposed to be the case, right? Because systematically, circumstantially, if you're in a really bad position, you're losing 5 games in a row, and then you need to go on about 5 just so you can not lose this game because you know that you'll get pummeled if you don't. But it's every single time. Like, Leeds can win 2 games in a row. Again, not literally Leeds, but a bottom team. Leeds can win 2 games in a row, and then they'll go against a team like Liverpool who are not in form, and then park the bus in a back five and not try and, take advantage of the fact that they're in bad form and that they're in good form and try something. And then it just leaves like a stale game where you're just seeing attackers just hit the ball into center backs the entire game. No chances really. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt like this with football recently, in terms of that. Like, goals are just not being scored, man. Goals are just not being scored. The risks are not being taken. Everything is system this, system that, system this, system that. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like where it's going. And I don't want to go 100% on that side of things. I want the football to transition back to more freedom. Because I understand systems. I understand that has to be in place to get a foundation and basis. But when it comes to attacking and actually trying to score a goal or even not defending, because defending it needs to be more systematic, I think, to be honest. But when it comes to attacking, I want to see more freedom for the players, man. I want to see them being able to do what they can do. As I said at the beginning of the video, like literally, that's all I want to see. I feel like a lot of players are being ruined, their reputation is being ruined, Another thing I want to talk about is football fans of today. You're only as good as your last game. And that's just so annoying to me. A player like Mbappe right now with Madrid fans want him out the club because they lost against Liverpool 1-0 and they drew against Vallecano, and Mbappe hasn't been running into the box. So they're just saying that, yeah, Mbappe is the problem in the team and he's not a good player and blah, 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 blah. Bro, like, that's their top scorer this season. And people are, let's say on Twitter specifically, are just slandering him and calling him not good anymore and blah, blah, because of 2 games where he didn't run into the box. Or maybe a couple games he didn't run into the box. But he's still scoring goals, by the way. So he's not a detriment to the team because you lost 2 games. Or lost 1 game, by the way, and drew the other. And you have a historically bad reputation out here by Vallecano. So regardless of Mbappe being there, the Cristiano was there and you had a bad time there. But yeah, you're only as good as your last game. That pisses me off. That really, really, really pisses me off. Like, players can't have 1 bad game. If you have 1 bad game and make 1 bad pass, you're automatically just not good. You're just not a good player. I mean, all of a sudden you lose all your ability. You're overrated. You can't do anything. It's just, this player is shit now because he had a bad game versus, I don't know, friggin' Brentford. He had a bad game versus Brentford, so now he's a bad player. People are gonna go on Cunha, for example. I'll go with my own players. He had a bad game versus Spurs, so that means that he's overrated now, and we need to look into why we bought him, and we shouldn't have spent money on him. But people are just talking like nonsense. Like, can you not just, look at things from a wider perspective and not just in isolation? That player had a bad game, so it means they're bad. No, if they had a bad game, they had a bad game. Not that they're a bad player. They just had a bad game. Every single player has a bad game. Every single player is not on the same level. You're being compared. If a player that's not as good as, I don't know, let's say, I'll use my club. Let's just say Sesko. Sesko right now, that's perfect actually. Sesko is not as good as Erling Haaland, right? He had that chance against Spurs. Should have bagged it, by the way. Should have shot at least. But you have people coming and saying, Erling Haaland would have scored that. Like, of course Erling Haaland would have scored that because Erling Haaland is better than Sesko. But because Sesko didn't score that, yes, it's frustrating. You don't have to go and say, yes, he's not a good player. Like, people, even the media get into it. I don't see what Sesko does. Troy Deeney talking about, I don't see what Sesko does. He's clunky. He does this and that, this and this. But when he scored 2 games in a row, the praise was, he finally scored, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, if you don't score in a game as a striker, you're terrible. You're absolutely terrible. Like, Sesko's all-round play is not that bad for a team to be being talked like this. Manchester United as a team have their own problems. And because Sesko's only scored 2 goals right now, doesn't mean that he's a bad player. He'll only score 2 goals for the rest of the season, and he'll struggle for the rest of the season. Now, let's hope his injury isn't too bad, but I'm just using that as an example to say, why is he being compared to Haaland? Because he missed a chance. It's just to fit their own agenda. So you can say, that makes sense because Erling Haaland would have scored that. So Sesko's shit now because he didn't score a chance that Erling Haaland would have scored. No. He just should have scored, and that's it. He's not shit now because he missed a chance. He just should have scored. And I use that as an example for everything. Every single winner can miss a chance, they're not good anymore. He shoots the ball and it goes wide, like, and it's a messed up shot. You can laugh at it. You can say, "Oh my God, why would you take that shot?" But don't go and say the player is bad. No, don't go and say the player needs to be sold from the club or something like that. Like that's the narrative that gets pushed forward when players make mistakes or have a bad game. It's just so stupid. It's genuinely just stupid that people think so short sighted. You know. And that's just something that's really been like bothering me for so long. The white football fans are so reactionary these days, man. Damn reactionary, and it's just annoying. Like all these players that you're all saying are bad right now, at the end of the season, as it happens every single time, these same people will be saying these players are very good players and they had a very good season. Oh, they started off rough, but now they're a good player. They showed me that they're a good player. They showed me they're a good player before. Sorry, I cut out there, but yeah, that's what I want to talk about. It's just annoying, like those things. Like football needs to be more like free and more dynamic and less systematic. And people need to stop being so reactionary with players. Let players breathe, man. Let players breathe. One bad game doesn't mean they're a bad player. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. We're going for 250 subscribers now. New goals, new ambitions. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.